Caulfield race 1, it's a 2-year-old handicap over 1,200 metres. My numbers are 4, 2, 6 and 5. This looks a terrific 2-year-old race, and it can happen at this time of year. Of course, this time last year, we saw a 2-year-old race at Caulfield, the Brutal One, and Mystic Journey was unplaced in, so you can often find very good horses in these off-season races. And I think number 4, Wilmot Pass, is very smart. He looked really good winning on debut at Moe. I think he's destined for better things. Number 2, Can't Be Done. Didn't run exceptional figures overall, but he quickened down really well over the final 200 metres to win well at Sale. I think he can measure up. Number 6, Brazen Brando. He came through the Blue Diamond Preview and Prelude in the autumn. Recent trial, he looked pretty comfortable in the gallop and he didn't have his blinkers on. Blinkers first time here, I'd expect him to run well. And number 5, Igniting, showed ability last time in for the Mar Eustace stable in Sydney. Trialled well recently in preparation for this. This is a terrific 2-year-old race, slight leaning to Wilmot Pass. 4, 2, 6 and 5. Caulfield race 2, it's for the 3-year-olds over 2,000 metres. My numbers are 11, 2, 8 and 7. I'm with the filly number 11, Tysonic. She'd had a setback going into her last run. In saying that, she was still terrific in running 5th. That was behind Fidelia. Fidelia presents with the best 3-year-old form at the moment. And I think Tysonic's ready for 2,000 metres now with that run under her belt. To beat number 2, Igniter. He's been brave at his last 2 runs. He showed great fight to win at Pakenham 2 starts back. Again, he fought on really well last start when second to Declare's War at Flemington. That's a great form reference for this race. Number 8, Skyway Star. She was very good in the South Australian Fillies Classic, and I think back end distance won't hurt her from a good draw. And 7, Racing Paradise. He did a good job to win with a big weight last start. He drops down to 54.5 kilos here. I think he can be competitive. It's an open race, but I think the filly Tysonic's got a great winning chance. 11, 2, 8 and 7. Caulfield race 3, it's for the 3-year-olds over 1440 metres. My numbers are 10, 1, 9 and 7. I'm going here with number 10, and that is Magnasiva. Ran quite well first up without a lot of luck and a lot of galloping room when he needed it, and improved sharply to win second up. I've actually liked the 2 runs this time in because he's been ridden a bit quieter. And I think off this wide draw, Luke Curry can probably settle him back off the pace and hit the line hard. I like him each way. To beat number 1, Hypnose. Comes over from New Zealand. He's been big odds at both of his runs this time in for Roger James. His second up run was an absolute beauty in running second. He just powered to the line, and he's got some very good form last time in. So I think he'll measure up, and he handles any sort of conditions. Number 9, Ligulate. Last week, just couldn't sprint at the final stages with Fidelia when he needed to. He's back in distance here, and the blinkers go on. That might be a significant gear change on the 7-day backup. And 7, Asgard Massif, did a good job to win with 60 kilos last start. This is a harder race, but he drops down to 51 kilos and looks the likely leader. Going with number 10, Magnasiva, in an open race. 10, 1, 9 and 7. Caulfield race 4, it's a benchmark 78 over 1,600 metres. My numbers are 12, 7, 13 and 6. I'm going with number 12, Silent Roar. I thought she was pretty game in defeat here last start. Looks well placed in this company, can make her own luck up on the pace, and I think will give a good sight. Number 7, Sam Slick, was very good winning second up, ridden quietly, ran home strongly to win. I think from a good draw, he'll race a little bit closer, but he'll be very strong in the finish again. 13, Rebellious Lord. This horse has had 1 run back from a spell. He did enough at Sandown. He's got a massive weight drop, and the extra distance of this race will suit. And number 6, Boxer Chocolates. He had to come from a long way back first up from a wide draw at Flemington. He ran well. He's got a wide draw to contend with again, but the longer trip and the added fitness in his favour certainly gives him some chance. Slight leaning though to Silent Roar. 12, 7, 13 and 6. Caulfield race 5 is an open handicap over 1,100 metres. My numbers are 1, 3, 8 and 5. I'm going with the evergreen number 1, Jungle Edge. He was very good last start when running second here to Order of Command, who won the listed straight 6 last Saturday at Flemington, so that form is good. I just think it's a conundrum for the other riders that if they tackle Jungle Edge early, they burn themselves out. If they leave him alone, he'll probably get away and win the race, and that's the scenario I'm expecting, because I think he'll lead. I don't think there's a real speed horse in the race that can go with him, and I think he'll set up a winning break. The dangers are 3, Bandipur, scratch from last week in preference for this, and he's better weighted under this scale as well, so he's a good chance. Number 8, William Thomas, recorded good figures in winning last start. That was only restricted grade. He steps to open grade here, but he looks ready. And number 5, Holy Blade, resumes here as a gelding for the Snowden Yard. Looked to trial quite well at Werribee recently, but I think Jungle Edge can lead all the way. 1 from 3, 8 and 5. Caulfield race 6 for the 3-year-old fillies over 1,100 metres. My numbers are 3, 5, 4 and 7. I'm going here with number 3, Propel. She was terrific with a big weight last start. I think since they've been riding her off the pace at her last 2 runs, I think her form's just improved that little bit, and she drops in weight here off that last start defeat. To beat number 5, Graceful Storm, she had no luck last start in running 9th. She only got the breaks 2 starts back and she won, and you go back 3 starts, she was unlucky when running 5th. So she's had a luckless campaign. You can make a case she could have nearly won all of her last 3 runs. She's right in the mix here. Number 4, Elgadon Miss. She's won 3 of her 4 starts to date. This is harder, and she's got to run 1,100 metres, but she's first up off a spell, and she just might have strengthened up, and she's trialled really well in preparation for this. And 7 Bams on Fire did well to win a similar race last start. She's not as well weighted in comparison to Propel, but she might have added fitness now with 2 runs under her belt. But a very open race. My numbers 3, 5, 4 and 7. Now for the Caulfield Quaddie. In the first leg, going with 3 Propel from 5 Graceful Storm, 4 Elgadon Miss, 7 Bams on Fire, but chances also to 6 Thine is the Power and 9 Feared Eyes. In the second leg, 3 Be Good Dear Mother from 6 Arancini, 4 Dan and Roman and 1 Romancer. In the third leg, going with 4 Miss Vixen from 7 Queen Annabelle, 8 Petrel and 6 Noriko, coming home on 9 Live and Free from 3 Pacadali and 4 Morton's Fork. Caulfield race 7, it's a benchmark 84 over 1440 metres. My numbers are 3, 6, 4 and 1. I'm going with number 3, Be Good Dear Mother. This horse has really developed this campaign with 4 consecutive wins. Little challenge in this race is that he's drawn the outside barrier and he's deep into a preparation. But he did a good job to win at Flemington, and I think he's a great winning chance again. 6 Arancini was very brave in the same race, and with the claim is well weighted here as well. I think he'll run a bold race. Number 4, Dan and Roman. He's had a little freshen up. He's been gelded since his last start. He trialled well at Werribee recently, and he can be very effective. And number 1, Romancer. Another one that trialled really well at Werribee in the same trial, worked the line beautifully under his own steam and could run a good race fresh. I think Be Good Dear Mother's the one to beat. I think this is a bigger challenge than he had last start. 3, 6, 4 and 1. Caulfield race 8, it's for the mares at benchmark 90 level over 1,200 metres. My numbers are 4, 7, 8 and 6. I'm going with number 4, Miss Vixen. She's probably in career best form. Her last 2 runs have been absolutely outstanding. Second to Iconoclasm in the Vobis Gold Sprint, and then second in the Proud Miss last start at group level. It's an irresistible form line for me. She really does race well at Caulfield. To beat number 7, Queen Annabelle, just needed the run first up. She looked a likely winner in transit, just peaked on her run over the final 100 metres. 8, Petrel. She's a talented mare. She's obviously got a share of issues. She won well first up. I thought she was a little bit disappointing in Adelaide second up, but this is back to mare's grade. She'll be competitive. And number 6, Noriko. It was a good run first up, and then probably things didn't go right in Adelaide in the Proud Miss. She can certainly bounce back with a light weight, but I think Miss Vixen looks hard to beat. 4, 7, 8 and 6. Caulfield race 9 is an open handicap over 2,000 metres. My numbers are 9, 3, 4 and 6. Looks a lovely race for the Sydney visitor, number 9, Live and Free. We've seen him in Melbourne before and he's raced well. His effort last start in the Lord Mayor's Cup was excellent. He was jumping from 1,500 to 2,000 metres. He actually had to make quite a long searching run, and I thought his performance was full of merit. He's only half over the limit here in what looks a pretty even race. He just might have a bit more upside than these. To beat 3, Pacadali, he's not going badly. He's just not going quite as well as he was this time last year. And saying that, he's got a good each-way chance in this race. Number 4, Morton's Fork's probably in a similar boat. He hasn't won in his recent runs, but he keeps running honest races and he'll be competitive. And next best, number 6, Second Bullet, who worked home well again, second up from a spell, looks next best. But I think Live and Free looks for the horse on the up and the one to beat. 9 from 3, 4 and 6.